and mentally my mind was flourishing. I was taking in new knowledge, but I was also a lot of wisdom was coming out. And spiritually, I felt very connected, not only to myself, but to everything around me. To give you an example, I remember when I visited my parents when I came back from Bahamas, and I looked at their garden and I said to them, wow, these flowers, these plants that you have are so beautiful. And they said to me, but Angela, these plants and flowers, they've always been here. Nothing's changed. So what I remember in them saying that to me was that something had changed. The plants and the flowers hadn't changed, but I had changed. I was suddenly seeing with right vision, with my open mind, and I could suddenly see the beauty in what was before me, which before I couldn't always see.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Greetings to all. முதலாவதாக தியானத்தை பற்றி தர்ஷினி ஜெசிகன் அவர்கள் தியானத்தை பற்றிய சிறு விளக்கம், அதனைத் தொடர்ந்து தியானம் எவ்வாறு செய்யப்படும் என்று கூறி இன்றைய பிரதம பேச்சாளர் அஞ்சலா தர்மகுமார் அவர்கள் பேசுவார்கள். அதனைத் தொடர்ந்து கேள்வி பதில்கள் நடைபெறும். இப்பொழுது தர்ஷினி அண்ட் ஜெசிகன் மெடிடேஷனை ஆரம்பித்து வைப்பார்கள். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இன்று கந்தசஷ்டி என்றபடியால் நான் ஒரு திருப்புகளை பாடிவிட்டு தியானத்திற்கு செல்வோம். பக்தியால் யான் உன்னை பல காலம் பற்றி மாத்திரு புகழ் பாடி, பக்தியால் யான் உன்னை பல காலம் பற்றியே மாத்திரு புகழ் பாடி, முத்தன மாறின பெருவாழ்வு முக்தியே சேர்வதற்கருள்வாயே, உத்தமாதான சத்குணநேயா ஒப்பில மாமணி கிரிவாசா, உத்தமா தான சத்குணநேயா ஒப்பில மாமணி கிரிவாசா, வித்தத ஞான சத்தினி பாதா வெற்றி வேலாயுத பெருமாளே, வித்தக ஞான சத்தினி பாதா வெற்றி வேலாயுத பெருமாளே, வெற்றி வேலாயுத பெருமாளே, வெற்றி வேலாயுத பெருமாளே, பெருமாளே, பெருமாளே. புதிதாக இணைந்திருக்கும் ஆரம்ப தியானிகள் 41 நாட்கள் தொடர்ந்து தியானம் செய்தால்தான் நல்ல அனுபவங்களையும் நன்மைகளையும் பெற முடியும். இந்த மன அமைதி உளவியல் மருத்துவம் என்பது எமது மூச்சை, அதாவது சுவாசத்தை கவனிப்பதாகும். தியான சக்தியினை மற்றவர்களால் எமக்கு தர முடியாது. நாமே தான் தியானம் செய்து பெற வேண்டும். சிறுவர் முதல் பெரியவர் வரை தினமும் தியானம் செய்ய வேண்டும். இப்பொழுது தொண்டை வறட்சி ஏற்படாமல் இருப்பதற்கு தியானம் செய்வதற்கு முன்பும் தியானம் நிறைவுற்ற பின்பும் இளம் சூடான நீர் அருந்துவது நல்லது. எல்லோரும் சுகமான ஆசனத்தில் இருக்க வேண்டும். கதிரையிலோ அல்லது தரையிலோ உங்களுக்கு எது வசதியாக இருக்கின்றதோ அங்கு அமர்ந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். கால்பாதங்களை ஒன்றன் மீது ஒன்றாக இணைத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். கை விரல்களை ஒன்றுடன் ஒன்றாக கோர்த்து மடி மீது வைத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். உடலை இறுக்கமில்லாது மிகவும் இலகுவாக வைத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். முதுகுக்கு நீங்கள் தலையணை வைத்துக் கொள்ளலாம். தலையை நிமிர்ந்த நிலையில் ஆடாது அசையாது இருக்க வேண்டும். கண்களை மெதுவாக மூடிக்கொண்டு எமக்குள் நடக்கும் இயற்கையான சுவாசத்தை கவனியுங்கள். எண்ணங்கள் அடிக்கடி வந்து போகும். எண்ணங்கள் வருவது இயற்கை. எனினும் எண்ணங்களை விட்டுவிட்டு உள் மூச்சு வெளி மூச்சு மீதே முழு கவனத்தையும் செலுத்துங்கள். பிதாமகர் பிரம்மஸ்ரீ பத்ரிஜி அவர்களுடைய இசையை பவானி மாஸ்டர் இப்போது போடுவார். கேட்ட வண்ணம் புன்னகையுடன் மகிழ்ச்சியாக தியானம் செய்வோம்.
Make sure to drink plenty of warm water before and after meditation. Sit comfortably in a straight posture. Don't lean your head on the surface. Leave it relaxed as most of the cosmic energy goes from the top of your head. Remove your glasses if you are wearing any. Clasp your hands, fingers into fingers. 10% of our energy is saved by clasping your hands. Cross your feet together. Another 10% of our energy is saved by crossing your feet. Close your eyes gently and observe your normal, natural breath. 80% of our energy is saved by closing our eyes gently. Music will be played shortly, so sit back and relax. Thank you.
Darshini and Jessica for conducting the meditation. Thank you very much indeed. And so thank you for Bhavani Vigneshwaran for recording this program. Whenever greetings to all who have joined our meditation for the world peace and harmony. Today is our 511th day of meditation. Whenever meditation is done collectively together, in many countries, it becomes a social force and is strong enough to expand across the country to the whole world. We would like to thank all the participants who took the time to meditate with us today. We would also like to thank PSSM Tamil Europe, which is part of PSSM Global and PSSM India. May the whole world be blessed with peace, prosperity and well-being. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளத்துடன். Thank you.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Greetings to all. Today is our guest speaker, Angela Share Tharmakumar. I would like to say a few words about Angela. Angela grew up in Northeast England with her mom, dad, and older brother. Alongside school, she was a keen sportsman. She went to university and studied marketing management and moved to London after graduating. Alongside work, Angela pursued her passion for singing and worked in many music projects. In her late 20s, she discovered yoga and meditation, which led her to train as a yoga teacher and later as a life coach. Now, Angela works full-time as an executive assistant and teaches yoga and coaching and finds peace in her meditation practice, which is becoming more and more important. Today, Angela will be delivering a speech, My Journey into Meditation and What I Have Learned. And here I would like to thank Angela's mom, Sugain Dharmakumar, for introducing Angela to us. Now, Angela, the stage is yours, and Kumar Saipulla Master will summarize your speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I have a presentation, so if you bear with me one moment, I will get the presentation on. Okay, can you see my slides? Okay.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you for the thumbs up. So firstly, I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Sri Skandaraja for allowing me to speak today. And also to my Amma, Sugendra Dharmakumar, who comes to these daily meditation sittings and speaks very highly of them, and for inviting me today as well. So today I'm going to talk about my journey into meditation and the teachings over the last 15 years. So I will start in my 20s when I was first introduced to yoga and meditation. Then in my 30s, when meditation really became a big part of my life. And then I will end with a summary of my teachings. So I'm going to take you back to my 20s and set some context to my life at that time. So this is around the year 2000. So my 20s was very fast-paced, energetic, hardworking, enjoyable, and it was my first real taste of adulthood. So I completed a marketing management degree. I started living and working full-time in London. I was also a singer, as mentioned before. I was singing in numerous bands and I was traveling the country performing. And I enjoyed socializing. I enjoyed spending time with my family. I enjoyed spending time with my friends. And I was a keen traveler, traveling around the world and seeing new places. And I was also in a committed long-term relationship. So I was introduced to yoga in my late 20s through a good friend of mine, and I attended hatha yoga classes. So every class I attended left me feeling strong, positive, energetic, mindful, and full of joy. And these were very different feelings to those that I was feeling outside of the yoga class, from the busy, hectic, pace of life that I was living. So my first taster of meditation was during those yoga classes. So we would always start the yoga class with a meditation and end the class with a meditation. And I remember feeling quite a struggle to begin with the meditation, mainly because when you're coming from an outside, busy office job and you're asked to sit in silence and focus on the breath and bring your attention inwards, the mind is moving so fast. So I always struggled at the start, but I always found with the yoga and, focusing on the breath, the movement of the body, I was able to find that final meditation very calming, very peaceful. So with time, these meditations became easier. So if you were someone outside looking at me at that time, you would probably think, oh, there goes, a girl who's very happy, very fulfilled in life. But the truth wasn't so straightforward. So I mentioned that I was in a relationship, but my relationship at that time was breaking down, and we ended up breaking up. And also I had a long-term job, but I resigned from my job because I wasn't finding it fulfilling as I used to. So I was very much in a crossroads in my life. And, you know, it's very common for, you know, young adults or all adults at some point to kind of hit this crossroad and maybe question certain things. And for me, it was at that time. And I found myself asking a lot of questions like, who am I? What is my purpose in this life? You know, why do people suffer? There was many questions that were coming up for me that I'd never once begin to consider or contemplate and sit with. But suddenly now was that time for me to really try to understand what these questions were. So in order to combat this sadness that I was feeling, what I did was I got onto Google, and I would Google positive affirmations and positive quotes, things that would lift my mood and things that would change or shift my direction into trying to have a more positive outlook on life. And there was one quote that really resonated with me. And that quote said, "To make the right choices in life, you have to get in touch with your soul. To do this, you need to experience solitude, which most people are afraid of, because in the silence, you hear the truth and know the solutions." So this is a quote by Deepak Chopra. So when I first saw this quote, I did not have a clue what it meant. There was something about it, though, that had some level of curiosity, because every day of all the quotes that I was reading, this is the one that I kept coming back to. You know, I would question, you know, what does it mean to get in touch with your soul? What does it mean to experience solitude? I was looking for answers, and I was looking for truths. And what this quote was teaching me was that in the solitude, when I sit in meditation, I will find those answers and I will find those truths. So if we fast forward now a couple of months, I found myself on a plane. And that plane took me to the Shivananda ashram in Bahamas. So this was very much a turning point in my meditation journey. So I lived for 1 month doing the Karma Yoga program. I lived in a tent on the beach or just off the beach, which was a very new experience for me. I did yoga and meditation daily. We would sit for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. I did selfless service, so that involved me working in a kitchen. So I was preparing food and serving food for 250 people every day for 7 days a week. I participated in morning and evening satsang, where we would do some chanting, and then we would have talks from people from all around the world. Talking about scriptures, yoga, meditation, metaphysics. And I couldn't believe my luck, you know, from going from such a difficult place in my life, I was suddenly in paradise. Literally, if you can see from that photo, the sand was that yellow, the sea was that blue, and the sky was that blue. But more so than that, I was suddenly beginning to get answers to a lot of the questions that I had. Even though I was getting the questions, getting some answers to the questions, it wasn't always so easy. So when I arrived at the ashram, emotionally, I was crying quite a lot. I was focused a lot on my past, and I was grieving for what I had lost. Physically, my posture was very closed and very heavy. I had lots of aches and pains, sitting for 2 hours every morning and every evening. The hips, the spine, the shoulders, everything would ache. Mentally, I had monkey mind. I've always had monkey mind since I can remember, because I've always been someone very full of energy. So, you know, there was a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. There were a lot of questions going on in my mind. There were a lot of worries going on in my mind. I was always thinking, you know, what does everyone at home think of me, having left my job and finished in a relationship and suddenly moving to another country? I was so worried about the judgments, you know, the fears of expectations. And spiritually, I wondered about God. I wondered about the universe. And I was just curious to finally get to know who I was, and surrender and let go to this whole experience. So in the space of 1 month, there was a lot of changes. I think this is the only 1 month period in my life where I can wholeheartedly say that I grew probably the most I have done in that period of time. So my breath had gone from very shallow and sharp and very high in my chest and in my shoulders to suddenly getting longer, deeper, calmer, and dropping into my belly. I was able to finally sit cross-legged comfortably, and the aches were slowly starting to go. And that took maybe about 3 weeks. About week 3, it began to really change. My spine began to straighten, and I was able to sit upright for the first time in a very long time. My mind became a lot more focused and sharp. So what I mean by that is I was able to detach from my thoughts and just allow them to pass. My inner dialogue had less power over me. So again, I could create that separation. And I felt like a sponge. So if you imagine your kitchen sponge at home that absorbs all of the water when you're cleaning, I was learning so much. I was discovering. I was being able to take in the knowledge that was coming at me from, you know, all of these different experiences that I was experiencing. But not only that, all of this inner wisdom, these kind of things that I was writing in my journal that was coming out of me, I was able to, you know, witness this, take all of this in like a sponge. So really, I wasn't ready to leave. So 1 month turned into, 1 month turned into 3 months. So I really wanted to go deeper into my experience. And I guess it's similar to your group sittings. You know, you get together on a daily basis, I believe 2-3 times a day. You're in a community of people and you get to find that meditation practice and stillness on your own, but as a group together. So I had discipline. I had a routine of my daily sittings. I was learning so much about myself in the process. Every day there felt like a week's worth of growth, and I was experiencing meditation in different ways. So obviously the main one was the seated meditations. But there was also candle gazing, where we would have a flame and we would have our eyes open and we'd stare at the flame and we would focus on the breath and purification of the eyes as we look at the flame. We also did walking meditation. So if you can see in the photo that's there, this is where we walked along the beach once every week. And then we ended up sitting and watching the sunrise and meditating individually, but also as a collective, as a group. There was also drawing meditation. So there was lots of different experiences of meditation that I was feeling, but for me, the most important one was the sitting with myself every morning and every evening to start the day in the best way, and also to end the day ready for sleep. So I was really loving what I was experiencing and loving what I was seeing. And so I really didn't want to leave. So 1 month turned into 3 months, 3 months turned into 6 months. So as the photos show, so in that 6-month period, I qualified as a yoga teacher. My parents came to the Bahamas, to the ashram, and they came to experience the ashram life and to come and support me in my journey. And I was also teaching yoga every other day to those who were attending the ashram and outside guests. But most importantly, my meditation practice had grounded me. It had brought me back to Mother Earth. It had brought me back to myself and back to my nature. And I sometimes wonder if meditation found me or if I found meditation. But as the saying goes, the teacher arrives when the student is ready. And, you know, similar to those who have come to meditation during COVID at a time of crisis where they need to find that stillness and connection back to themselves. For me, that my time was in my late 20s, where I needed to connect back, and it came at exactly the right time. So when I left the ashram and came back to the UK, my emotions were a lot more balanced. I was more able to stay in the present moment and not drift off and think too much about the past or the future. Physically, as I mentioned, my spine had straightened, my hips had opened, and mentally my mind was flourishing. I was taking in new knowledge, but I was also a lot of wisdom was coming out. And spiritually, I felt very connected, not only to myself, but to everything around me. To give you an example, I remember when I visited my parents when I came back from Bahamas, and I looked at their garden and I said to them, wow, these flowers, these plants that you have are so beautiful. And they said to me, but Angela, these plants and flowers, they've always been here. Nothing's changed. So what I remember in them saying that to me was that something had changed. The plants and the flowers hadn't changed, but I had changed. I was suddenly seeing with right vision, with my open mind, and I could suddenly see the beauty in what was before me, which before I couldn't always see. So now I'm going to talk about some of the teachings that I've found in meditation. Starting with, meditation is observation and surrender. So for years, my thoughts were heavy of self-judgments, self-criticism, opinions of others, and it was constant. But when I was able to separate myself from my thoughts and surrender them, and really just observe them from a distance, it was becoming evident that I was no longer my thoughts. So to give you an example, when you watch the TV, imagine, you're sitting here and the TV is there and you're watching your favorite soap or TV program. But what you're doing when you're sitting here is you're just observing, the drama, the characters, the emotions, the sounds. You're not the character's thoughts. You're not, you know, you are not part of what you're seeing. You're very much just seeing it from a distance. You're the observer. So imagine if you put that TV in your mind's eye or in the back of your mind. And on that TV screen is playing your thoughts, you know, good thoughts, bad thoughts, ugly thoughts, whatever those thoughts may be. Now, if we are able to separate ourselves from our thoughts, meaning if we can watch our thoughts on the TV screen as opposed to being the thoughts, then we have created that separation. And then we're merely observing the thoughts and not the thoughts. So I hope that made sense, but essentially it's if we can be the observer of our thoughts and not our thoughts, then we are able to move them forward and release them and surrender them and let them go. So the reason I put this picture up on the screen is because, you know, this lady has two eyes, and these two eyes are looking outwards. And for me, what the eyes represent is duality. We live in a dualistic world, meaning we live in a world of opposites, happy, sad, high, low, good, bad, you know, numerous opposites. But this other eye in the center of her forehead, so let's call it the third eye, when we close our eyes and we're able to bring that awareness back inwards, that third eye consolidates the two and creates oneness. So it also kind of represents, you know, being able to go in through that third eye to then look out into the world with our two eyes. So the next one is meditation is union and connection. So this slide might not make too much sense. So in the image, you can see a picture of a lizard. And I've never really been a fan of animals or insects. However, all of this changed when I met this lizard in Bahamas. So I'm going to read you a poem, and I will try and explain afterwards what this means in terms of union and connection. So on a hot sunny day, I walk along the path. I see something fall out of a tree, and Mr. Lizard falls flat. No movement, so still. I wonder, is all okay? Then suddenly Mr. Bird comes to swoop and eat Mr. Lizard. I run and shoo Mr. Bird away. I stay with Mr. Lizard, aware Mr. Bird is watching up in the tree. I say, are you okay, Mr. Lizard? Be safe, run free. No response and no movement. Everything feels bleak. I got on my knees, onto the earth, lay next to Mr. Lizard. He looks weak. I talk to Mr. Lizard, and the only words coming to me are, I believe in you, Mr. Lizard. Go run and be free. I keep on repeating, his eyes gazing back at mine, but I knew something wasn't working, so I spoke a new line. I believe in me, Mr. Lizard. I really, really do. So if I believe in me, then you believe in you. I'll read that line again. I believe in me, Mr. Lizard. I really, really do. So if I believe in me, then you believe in you. Something felt right about my newfound words. So I repeat each time with more feeling, intent, love, and he heard. It took some time for me to believe in myself, but the moment I did, Mr. Lizard ran free to himself. So now, what does this poem about the lizard mean about meditation is union and connection? So what union means for me is in terms of this poem is I believe in me. You know, my focus initially was to tell the lizard, believe in yourself, believe in yourself. But really, if I didn't believe in myself, how could the lizard believe in himself? So almost our energies had to match in order for him to go run and be free. So once I changed those words, once I'd created that union with myself and started believing in myself, acknowledging myself, appreciating myself, and seeing how worthy I was, then the lizard went. Because what I felt in myself, he could feel in himself. Now, I'm not too sure if that makes too much sense, but essentially what it means is connection. Yeah, connection back to ourselves in order to take it out into the world. So meditation is experiential and present moment. So this is my beautiful niece Maya, and here she is meditating. So I know that whatever she experiences in meditation is completely unique to her. Meditation takes us all on a very different journey. And when someone asks me, Angela, what does meditation mean? I do find it extremely difficult to describe because of that sense of it being a very personal, unique journey to myself. And I believe that, you know, to truly meditate is to experience yourself. You have to experience it yourself in the present moment, because that is all we have. And meditation really brings that present moment into focus, and it allows the past and the future to fade into the distance. And it was very nice to hear the young master at the start of today's session giving his nice talk and description, you know, because children can meditate, you know, even as adults, we find it difficult. Children also have, you know, moments of difficulty, but yet, you know, we can all do it with the right guidance. So meditation is slowing down. So I've written here, slow and steady liberates. So the saying goes, slow and steady wins the race, but we all know that, you know, meditation isn't a destination, it's a journey. So slowing down, or saying that meditation is slowing down, might not resonate with everyone. But the reason I say slowing down is because the world is speeding up and we are speeding up with it. So if we take technology as an example, the computers, internet, artificial intelligence, precision medicine, these are all, you know, examples that we are moving at a very fast rate. So when I started meditation, I was very shocked at the pace at which I was moving, my thoughts, my movements, everything. But being able to meditate really helped me to slow down and get back to this neutral space where I was more aligned with myself and more aligned with everything that was outside of myself. And a really nice example for that, and a very simple example of that, was when I was working in the kitchens in Bahamas, where I was peeling carrots. We were feeding 250 people a day, and it was my job to peel and prepare the carrots. And I remember when I started on that process, I was probably the best carrot peeler in the world. I was peeling them with speed. I was, you know, churning them out ready for the next person to use and process. But then as every day went on, I was noticing a disconnect with myself. So I was very much the destination, and I wasn't really taking in what was happening in the process of the peeling of the carrots. So, you know, it's as simple as when we're all in the kitchen, how mindful are we of these simple acts of meditation? So slowly, when I began to take my time, I was noticing my shoulders were relaxing. I was noticing I was connecting in with my breath, and my speed wasn't as fast, but I was still very able to do the job with care and kindness and feed, the people of the ashram. So meditation is slowing down. So a couple more slides. So meditation is solitude and wisdom. So I'm going to come back to this quote that I mentioned at the start, which is, to make the right choices in life, you have to get in touch with your soul. To do this, you need to experience solitude, which most people are afraid of, because in the silence, you hear the truth and you know the solutions. So solitude has very much been the biggest gift in my life. If I'd have never experienced solitude in the way that I have, I think all of my being would be outwardly facing. Whereas being able to, or having the opportunity in meditation to go within myself, allows me to really show up in the way that I want to when I'm out, when I'm working, when I'm teaching. And that has been instrumental in the last 15 years for me. So our truth is within us, our answers are within us, our solutions are within us. And meditation is everyday living. So obviously, how we meditate might vary from person to person, but what I'm slowly starting to learn is, now that obviously I'm not living the ashram life, I'm now living back in the UK, I'm married, I'm working full time, I'm teaching, I'm seeing family. So I'm almost going full circle in that my life is back to almost that busyness that it was. But the difference is my approach to life. And what I mean by that is, now I incorporate meditation throughout my day. So whether it's sitting in the morning or sitting in the evening for meditation, when I'm commuting on a train, when I'm painting or drawing, when I'm brushing my teeth, eating food, walking, these are all really beautiful ways where we can almost incorporate our seated meditation in stillness, but take it into a more flow state and enjoy it throughout the day. Because I find that, when we can do that in the busy, hectic lives that we live, then we will thrive. So I would like to thank you very much for this opportunity to speak to you all. And I believe Kumaraswamy Pillai Master will be translating. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Angela. Very excellent speech, and the journey to your meditation. Really, you have taken into us how you have become a meditator and a coach. Now, I would like to invite Kumaraswamy Pillai Master. He will summarize your speech. Thank you.
அனைத்து மாஸ்டர்ஸுக்கும் எனது வணக்கம். என்னுடைய பெயர் அஞ்சிலா தர்மகுமார். நான் இப்பொழுது முதலாவது மாஸ்டர் ஸ்ரீஸ்கந்தராயாவுக்கும் அருந்தை மாஸ்டருக்கும் நன்றி கூறிக்கொண்டு, எனது பெற்றோர்களுக்கும் நன்றி கூறிக்கொண்டு என்னுடைய உரையை ஆரம்பிக்கின்றேன். நான் முதலாவது நான் பேசப்பட விடயம் தியானத்திற்காக எனது பயணம் மற்றும் கடந்த 15 ஆண்டுகளாக கற்பிக்கப்பட்ட கருத்துக்களை பற்றி பேசப் போகிறேன். நான் முதலாவது என்னுடைய 20வது வயது, அதாவது 2000 ஆண்டை பற்றி முதல் சொல்லுவேன். அதுக்கு பிறகு என்னுடைய 30வது வயதுகளில் நடந்ததை பற்றி சொல்லுவேன். அதற்கு பிறகு இந்த தியானம் மூலம் நான் கற்றதை தொகுத்து வழங்குவேன். முதலாவதாக நான் எனது 20வது வயதை பற்றி நான் சொல்ல விரும்புகிறேன். நான் அப்பொழுது இந்த 20வது வயதில் நன்றாக வாழ்க்கையை அனுபவிக்கிற நோக்கத்துடன் என்னுடைய பயணத்தை ஆரம்பித்தேன். கடுமையாக வேலை செய்தேன், மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருந்தேன். நான் என்னுடைய சர்வ கலாசாலையில் சென்று எனது விற்பனை மேலாண்மை பட்டத்தை பெற்றேன். லண்டனிலே வேலை செய்து கொண்டிருந்தேன். நான் தனியாக இருந்தேன். பல கற்பாடல்களில் பங்கு பெற்றேன். இப்படியாக என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை மிக அற்புதமாக நடந்தது என்று அப்பொழுது யோசித்தேன். ஆனால் உண்மையிலே என்னென்றால், இந்த உணர்வு யோகா கிளாஸுக்கூட வலிமையாக இருந்தது. முதலாவது என்னுடைய தியானம் எப்ப ஆறுது என்றால், அது முதலாவது வந்து இந்த கஷ்டப்பட்டு கொண்டிருந்தேன். இது இந்த தியானம் வந்து எனக்கு புதிதாக இருந்தது. அவ்வளவு எளிதாக என்னால் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள முடியவில்லை. ஆனால் மற்ற வெளியில் உலகத்துக்கு பார்ப்பதை நான் யோசித்தேன். நான் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கின்றேன், நிறைவான வாழ்க்கையை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன். மற்ற உறவுகள் நன்றாக இருந்தது என்று எண்ணினேன். அப்பொழுது நான் ஒரு உறவில் இருந்தேன். ஆனால் அந்த உறவு நிறைவாக இல்லாமல் அதில் நான் தோல்வி கண்டேன். அப்பொழுது இப்படியான ஒரு கட்டத்தில் என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை ஒரு திருப்பு முனையில் இருந்தது. என்ற நான் வந்து இந்த திருப்பு முனை வந்து வழக்கமாக எல்லோரும் சந்திக்கிறது, அதை நானும் கண்டேன். இப்ப நான் இந்த துயரத்தை எப்படி போராடலாம் என்றால், நான் வந்து பல விதமான ஆக்கப்பூர்வமான உறுதிமொழிகளை படிக்க துவங்கினேன். அதிலிருந்து முக்கியமாக நான் தீபக் சோப்ராவுடைய ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட ஒரு மேற்கோளை உடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கின்றேன். இந்த கோட் வந்து என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையிலே பெரிய தாக்கத்தையும் மாற்றத்தையும் ஏற்படுத்தியது என்பது எனது உறுதியான நம்பிக்கை. அவர் தீபக் சோப்ரா சொன்ன அந்த மேற்கோள் என்னென்றால், வாழ்க்கையில் சரியான தேர்வுகளை செய்ய நீங்கள் உங்கள் ஆன்மாவுடன் தொடர்பு கொள்ள வேண்டும். இதை செய்ய நீங்கள் தனிமையை அனுபவிக்க வேண்டும். பெரும்பாலான மக்கள் பயப்படுகிறார்கள் என்றால் அமைதியாக இருக்கும் பொழுது நீங்கள் உண்மையை கேட்கின்றீர்கள், அதில் தீர்வும் காண அறிவீர்கள். நான் இதில் வந்து முக்கியமாக நான் கற்ற விஷயம் என்ற தனிமைதான் மனிதனுக்கு அமைதியை கொடுக்கும் என்ற உண்மையை தீபக் சோப்ராவுடைய மேற்கோள் மூலம் அறிந்து கொண்டேன். அடுத்ததாக உண்மையிலே இந்த மேற்கோள் வந்து முதலில் எனக்கு எந்த விதமான புரிதலையும் கொடுக்கவில்லை. இதை மேலும் அறிய வேண்டும் ஒரு ஆர்வம் என் மனத்திலே சேர்ந்தது. முதலாவது வந்து உங்களுடைய ஆன்மாவுடன் தொடர்பு கொள்ளுங்கள் என்று எதற்காக தீபக் சோப்ரா சொன்னார் என்ற கேள்வி எழுப்பியது. அடுத்தது தனிமையை எப்படி நான் அனுபவிக்கின்ற என்ற கேள்வி இரண்டுக்கு நான் பதிலை தேடிக்கொண்டிருந்தேன். இந்த உண்மையிலே இது வந்து என்ன கடந்த காலத்தை பற்றி யோசித்து கொண்டு பொழுது என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையிலே ஒரு மாற்றத்தை ஏற்படுத்தியது. அடுத்ததாக என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை திசை மாறியது. நான் வந்து பஹாமாஸிலே சிவானந்த பால் ஆசிரமத்துக்கு சென்றேன். அங்கே என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை வந்து ஒரு மாற்றத்தை சந்தித்தது என்று சொன்னேன். என்றால் அந்த என்னுடைய உண்மையிலே அங்கே இருக்கும் பொழுது சொர்க்கத்தில் இருந்தேன் என்றுதான் நான் கூற வேண்டும். என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை புரட்டி போட்டு விட்டது இந்த வாழ்க்கை. நான் பஹாமாஸ் இந்த ஆசிரமத்துக்கு வந்த பொழுது எப்படி இருந்தது என்றதை நான் உங்களுக்கு கூற விரும்புகிறேன். உணர்ச்சி வசமாக நான் வந்து கவலைப்பட்டேன், அழுது கொண்டிருந்தேன். மற்றது கடந்த காலத்தை பற்றியே சிந்தித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். அடுத்தது வந்து நான் எதை இழந்து விட்டேனோ என்று யோசித்து கவலைப்பட்டு கொண்டிருந்தேன். இப்படியான ஒரு மனநிலைத்தான் நான் மகாமாவது ஆரம்பித்தேன். உடல் ரீதியாக பார்த்தீர்கள் என்றால் நான் உடல் ரீதியாக தோற்ற அளவில் அவ்வளவு நன்றாக இருக்கவில்லை. உடலிலே நோக்கள் இருந்தது, மனஇன்மை இருந்தது. அடுத்ததாக சிந்திப்பது தொடர்பாக பார்த்தோம் என்றால் என்னுடைய குரங்கு மனம் தாவிக்கொண்டே இருந்தது. அது ஒரு நிலைப்படுத்த முடியாத ஒரு நிலையிலே இருந்தேன். எண்ணங்கள் வந்து கவலைகள், மற்றது விடைகளான கேள்விகள் பலவற்றை எழுப்பிக் கொண்டு ஒரு நிம்மதி இல்லாத நிலையத்திலே தான் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டேன். இது ஆன்மீக தொடர்பாக பண்ணால் கடவுள் பற்றிய என்ன யோசனை, பிரபஞ்சம் என்ன, இதுகளை எப்படி நான் தொடர்பு கொள்வது, இப்படியான சிந்தனைகள் என்ற உள்ளத்தையே தோன்றிக் கொண்டிருந்தது. ஆனால் அந்த நேரத்தில் என்னென்றால் வீட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுவதற்கு நான் ஆயத்தமா இருந்தேன். என்ற வாழ்க்கையில் வந்து எப்பொழுதும் எதிர்பார்ப்புகள், மற்றவர்கள் பார்த்து இருக்கின்ற பயம், சந்தேகம், இப்படியான எண்ணங்கள் மனதில் இருந்த பொழுது வீட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் நான் துறந்து ஒரு ஆன்மீக பாதையை தேர்ந்தெடுப்பதற்கு நான் தயாராக இருந்தேன். அடுத்ததாக ஒரு மாதம் கழிந்து என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையில் என்ன மாற்றம் ஏற்படுத்துகிறது என்றால், என்னுடைய மூச்சை நான் கவனிக்கக்கூடியதாக இருந்தது. காலை கிராஸ் பண்ணி கொண்டிருந்து தியானம் செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருந்தது, நேராக இருக்கக்கூடியது. என்னுடைய மனம் வந்து ஒரு நிலைப்படுத்தது, கவலை சிதறல்கள் இல்லாமல் ஒருமுகப்படுத்தும் ஆற்றலை நான் பெற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அடுத்ததாக அது ஒரு மாதம் முடிந்து ஒரு மாதம் அப்புறம் 3 மாதங்களாக மாறினது. இது அந்த ஆசிரமத்தின் வாழ்க்கையை பற்றி நான் கூறிக்கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன். அப்போ என்னுடைய வந்து நான் கொஞ்சம் மேலும் மேலும் என்னுடைய கட்டுப்பாடுடன் வாழ்ந்து தியானத்தை ஒழுங்காக தினமும் செய்தேன். அப்படி ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிற பொழுதுதான் என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை மாறி ஒரு வளர்ச்சியை கண்டுபிடிச்சேன். நான் இப்படியான கட்டத்துல வந்து என்னால் அமைதியாக இருக்கக்கூடியதா இருந்தது, மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருந்தேன், கற்கக்கூடியதா இருந்தது, உழைக்கக்கூடியதா இருந்தது, உள்ளத்திலேயே ஒரு அமைதி, உள்ளுக்கே ஒரு அமைதியை என்னால் உணர்த்தக்கூடியதாக இருந்தது. கடைசியாக நான் உண்மையாய் என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை என்ன என்பதை நான் புரிந்து கொண்டேன் என்று கூற விரும்புகின்றேன். அடுத்த வாழ்க்கை என்னவென்றால் 3 மாதம் 6 மாதம் வரையும் என் வாழ்க்கை எப்படி இருந்தது என்று பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இதுல வந்து ஒரு மனிதனாக நான் மாறிவிட்டேன். அப்ப நான் வந்து யோகா டீச்சராக பட்டம் பெற்று விட்டேன். என்னுடைய பெற்றோர்கள் வந்து எனக்கு ஆதரவு அளித்தார்கள். அந்த நேரம் நான் யோகா கிளாஸை தினமும் படிப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். இதுல இருந்து நான் என்ன செய்ய கொடுக்கின்றேன், நான் ஒரு மேற்கோளை காட்ட விரும்புகின்றேன். இப்ப நாங்கள் ஆயத்தமாக மாணவர் தயாராக இருக்கும் போது ஆசிரியர் வருவார் என்பதுதான் இந்த மேற்கோள். அதனால வந்து ஒவ்வொருவரும் தயாராக தியானத்தை மேற்கொண்டு வாழ்க்கையை மாற்ற தயாராக இருக்கும் பொழுது நிச்சயமாக ஒரு ஆசிரியர் உங்களுக்கு வருவார். அதுதான் எனக்கு நடந்தது. அடுத்ததாக நான் வந்து ஆசிரமத்தை விட்டு விடுப்பொழுது என்னுடைய மனதில் எப்படி இருந்தது என்றால், மனதில் ஒரு அமைதி இருந்தது, உள்ளுக்கு ஒரு அமைதி இருந்தது, வெளியில் எல்லாம் அமைதி இருந்தது. மற்றது என்னோட முக்கியமாக சொல்வென்றால், நிகழ்காலத்தில் என்னால் வாழ கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அந்த மகிழ்ச்சி தான் எனக்கு தரும். மற்றது நான் முந்தி சொன்னதுக்கு எதிராக இப்பொழுது வந்து தியானத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடியதாக இருந்தது, நேராக இருந்தேன். தியானம் செய்வது வந்து எனக்கு மிக மிக ஒரு இலகுவான எளிதாக மாறிவிட்டது. அடுத்ததாக தியானத்திலே நான் கற்றுக்கொண்டது என்ன என்பதை சொல்ல அப்படின்னா, தியானம் என்றது வந்து கவனித்தலும் சரணடைதலும், இந்த 2 கோட்பாடுகளை நான் கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அடுத்ததாக பல ஆண்டுகள் வந்து என்னுடைய மனதில் எப்படி இருந்தது என்று முன்பு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். எப்பொழுது நான் என்னை குறகான்றது, என்னுடைய எண்ணங்களை குறித்து மறைக்கிறது, அப்படியான ஒரு எதிர்மறையான எண்ணங்கள் என் மனதை ஆட்கொண்டது. ஆனால் இந்த தியானத்துக்கு இவற்றிலிருந்து விடுபட்டு உள்ளுக்கிய ஒரு அமைதி, மன அமைதியை பெற்றுக்கொண்டேன். இப்ப அடுத்த வந்து இதுல வந்து என்ன முக்கியம் என்றால், எண்ணங்களை என்ன தனியாக பிரித்து நான் உள்ளே அமைதி காணத்தக்க ஒரு மகன பக்குவத்தை ஏற்படுத்தி கொண்டேன். உதாரணமாக நீங்கள் பார்க்கும் பொழுது தொலைக்காட்சியை நாங்கள் பார்க்கின்றோம். இங்க பார்க்கின்ற பொழுது அந்த மனத்தை நீங்க மனது மேல் பார்த்தீங்க என்றால், எண்ணங்கள் வேற, அதை பிரித்து உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை பிரித்து நோக்கினீர்கள் என்றால், எண்ணங்கள் உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை ஆக்கிரமிக்காமல் அதிலிருந்து விடுபட்டு நீங்கள் நிம்மதியாக மன நிம்மதியாக வாழலாம் என்றதை நான் பூர்ணமாக கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். இது சொன்ன மற்றது வந்து இது என்னென்றால், நாங்கள் வந்து எப்பொழுதும் வந்து வெளியில பார்க்கிறோம், ஆனால் அகக்கண் 3வது கண்ணை நாங்கள் பாவிக்கும் பொழுதுதான் எங்களுக்கு எல்லோருக்கும் தெரியும் என்ன மாதிரி வாழ்க்கை இது மாற்ற முடியும் என்று அறிந்து கொண்டேன். அடுத்ததாக நான் வந்து தியானத்தை படிப்பிக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். அப்ப இது என்ன வந்து டீச்சிங் என்ற தியானத்தையும் ஒன்றோடு இணைத்துக் கொண்டேன். எங்கே நான் ஒரு சிறு பள்ளியின் கதையை சொல்ல போன்றேன். நான் பொழுதொழுது பள்ளி ஒன்று விழுந்திருந்தது. அதை நான் என்னோடு காப்பாற்றினேன். அதிலிருந்து பள்ளி கதையை நான் உங்களுக்கு ஏற்கனவே சொல்லிவிட்டேன். இதில் முக்கியமாக நான் என்றால், நான் கற்ற பாடம், நான் முதலாவது வந்து என்ன நம்ப வேணும். இப்ப என்ன நம்பினால்தான் நான் மற்றவனை நம்ப முடியும் என்ற பள்ளியோடு நான் கதைத்து அந்த பள்ளியின் அனுபவம் என் வாழ்க்கையை மாறி நான் அந்த திருப்பி நான் எனக்கு சொல்லிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறேன் என்றால், என்னை நான் நம்ப வேண்டும். ஐ பிலீவ் இன் மை செல்ஃப், ஐ பிலீவ் இன் மீ. என்னை நான் நம்ப வேண்டும். அதான் முக்கியமான பாடம் நாங்கள் கற்றது என்று நாங்கள் ஒவ்வொருவரும் நாங்கள் எங்களை நம்ப வேண்டும். இப்போ இது அடுத்ததாக என்னுடைய மருமகள் சின்ன பிள்ளை, அவ என்ன மாதிரி தியானம் செய்தா என்பதை பற்றி சொல்லுகின்றேன். இளம் வயதிலே தியானம் படிப்புகிறது ஈஸி. அடுத்ததாக சுருக்கமாக சொல்றேன்டா, இளம் வயதிலே இந்த பிள்ளை சுகமாக அந்த தியானத்தை கற்றுக்கொண்டார். கற்றுக்கொண்ட முதல் பாடம் வந்து இந்த நேரத்தில் நிகழ்காலத்தில் வாழ கற்றுக்கொள்ளும். இப்ப என்ன தியானத்தின் முழு பலனும் என்னவென்றால், எப்பொழுதும் நிகழ்காலத்தில் வாழ்வதற்கான ஆற்றலை பெற்றுக்கொள்றோம். இப்ப அப்படியான நேரத்துல நீங்க என்ன நடக்கும் என்றால், கடந்த காலம் மறைந்து போகும். மற்றது அந்த வாழ்க்கையில ஒரு மகிழ்ச்சி இருக்கு. அது வந்து நான் தியானத்தை கற்பித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். அது என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையிலே ஆறுதலாக அமைதியை கொண்டது. இது எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்க முடியாது. ஆனால் நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் என்றால், நான் இப்ப பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தொழில்நுட்பம் தொலைபேசிகள் மற்றது எப்படியான உபகரணங்கள் ஒரு ஒரு வாழ்க்கையிலே ஒரு மாற்றத்தை ஏற்படுத்தி ஒரு தாக்கத்தை ஏற்படுத்திக்கிறது தெரியும். இப்ப நான் பியானோ நேரத்துல இப்படி எல்லோரும் ஒரு விதமான அலைந்த மனம் வாழ்க்கையை வாழ்க்கை கொண்டிருக்கிற நேரத்திலே எனக்கு தியானம் ஒரு அமைதியை தந்தது. பியானோ வாழ்க்கையிலிருந்து விடுபட்டு வாழ்க்கையில மூச்சு எண்ணங்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் கட்டுப்படுத்துறதுக்கு ஆற்றலை எனக்கு கொடுத்தது. இப்ப நான் உதாரணமாக நான் அங்கே தியானத்தில் அங்க ஆசிரமத்தில் வாழ்ந்தபோது என்னுடைய வேலை கேரட் வெட்டி கொடுக்கிறதா. அந்த கேரட் வெட்டி கொடுக்கும் பொழுது அந்த சேரிலே மாத்திரம் எனது கவனம் இருந்தது. அவர் எல்லோருக்கும் வழியாக செய்தோம். இப்ப நாங்கள் வாழ்க்கையிலே தியானம் செய்யும் பொழுது நாங்கள் கற்கும் பாடம் என்றால், நிகழ்காலத்திலே என்னென்ன செய்கின்றோமோ அந்த கணத்தில் அதில் ஆக்கபூர்வமான சிந்தனையை ஈடுபடுத்தி கொண்டு போனால் எங்களுடைய சிந்தனைகளை நாங்கள் கட்டுப்படுத்தலாம் என்றுதான் தியானத்தின் நோக்கம். அடுத்ததாக வாழ்க்கையிலே நான் பெற்ற மிகப்பெரிய அற்புதமான கொடை என்னென்றால், தனிமையில் இருக்க கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். தனிமையில் தான் உண்மையிலே நாங்கள் ஆத்மாவுடன் தொடர்பு ஏற்படுத்த முடியும் என்பதை நான் கற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அடுத்ததாக இப்பொழுது என்னென்றால், இப்ப நான் உணர்ந்தேன் என்றால், உண்மை எங்களுக்குள்ளேயே இருக்கின்றது. மற்றது அதுக்கான விடைகள் நாங்கள் தேடுகின்ற கேள்விகள் எல்லாத்துக்கும் விடைகளும் நமக்கு உள்ளே இருக்கின்றது. எங்களுடைய பிரச்சனைகளுக்கு நாங்கள் தேடிக்கொண்டிருக்கிற தீர்வுகளும் எங்களுக்குள்ளேயே இருக்கின்றது. ஆக நான் மொத்தத்தில் சொன்னால், எங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையை சீரமைக்க கட்டமைக்க எல்லாம் நமக்கு உள்ளேயே பார்க்க வேண்டும் என்ற கருத்தை நான் கூற விரும்புகின்றேன். அடுத்தது இப்ப நான் இங்கிலாந்துக்கு இப்ப இங்க ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் படிப்பிச்சு கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன். நான் இப்பொழுது இங்கிலாந்துல இருக்கிறேன். நான் நல்ல இனிமையான திருமண வாழ்க்கைக்கு பின்பு என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை அனுபவித்துக் கொண்டு என்னுடைய தியானத்தில் ஈடுபட்டு கொண்டு எல்லா விதமான மன அமைதியுடனும் மன சந்தோஷத்துடனும் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன் என்று நான் பெருமையாக கூறிக்கொண்டிருக்கின்றேன். இந்த வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you very much, Kumar Saipula Master, for summarizing Angela's speech. Thank you very much, Angela. Very inspiring and excellent speech. And now I would like to invite the audience for Saru Sundarlinga Master from Sydney. Thank you. Saru Sundarlinga Master, you can unmute yourself, please.
Greetings to all who have joined this meditation for today. It was an excellent program. From the meditation to Angela's experiences in meditation, as she explained very beautifully. An excellent speech, Angela Tharmakumar. You said meditation is observation and surrender. What a beautiful statement that is. It really touched my heart. It is observation and surrender. An excellent explanation of an amazing, you shared an amazing and enjoyable experience in meditation in your life. How life-changing it has been to you. It is, thank you for sharing your beautiful experiences in meditation. Thanks a lot. It tells us a lot of things. I can't talk for long. Thank you very much. And I also wish to thank Mr. Kumaraswamy for this beautiful translation in Tamil. Perfect translation that made every one of us understand what Angela said in Tamil. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saru Sundarlinga Master. Now, from Maithili Master from UK. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Angela, I thoroughly enjoyed your speech. Very motivational. I can see that you've totally transformed your life over the period of 15 years or whatever. And it's a true transformation from where you began the journey and to who you are now. And you have actually gone through the whole process. And that is really amazing. It's a great, great achievement. You mentioned about, the witness, being a witness conscience to your thoughts rather than a thought. That is really very true. And also you mentioned about the, belief in you, and everything you do, you need to start from yourselves, like, in the Ho'oponopono meditation and the affirmation, they say that, the self-love, you stand in front of the mirror and start loving yourself first, before then love comes to you. So, and that you related that to the lizard, and that how you gave life to that lizard, or made him go away. And that's very, very inspiring story. And you really showed us, like, the power of subconscious mind. That Joseph Murphy's book of the power of subconscious mind is really, everything is within us. It's how we tap into it. And you've really said that you've described everything, every step of the way. The carrot peeling, when you did it so fast before without thought, in other words, like a machine, and then afterwards you were mindfulness, and that really made it like, you were breathing, and your body was, in other words, you were in the meditative state when you did that, isn't it? And that is really amazing. I also find that now, when I was listening to your speech, now when I'm concentrating on things now, after coming to the meditation, I feel like, my body goes into a trance. Although, I've not closed my eyes or meditating, but my body goes into a trance when I'm listening deeply into something or doing something deep, and which is very, very good. And your speech was wonderful. And you are truly an inspiration to all the younger generation. When I say younger, I mean, we are like contemporary adults, and you are younger adults, and you really are an inspiration to all the younger adults. And Kumarasamy Master, you 100%, 200%, you translated the speech, and it must have been very difficult. You didn't miss a single thing, and I really appreciate that. So very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maindri Master. Now, Dr. Sada from UK.
Good evening to all. Thanks so much, Angela Master, for sharing your real life experience. And I was almost about to ask, where were you hiding all this time? Anyway, your mom used to come here, and I never knew, we don't hear at the beginning. It takes time for the family to communicate or share all the personal details of the household. Anyway, thank you so much for very appreciative of your parents as well, because they came to the ashram and really supported you. You wanted to stay there 1 month, you said. You started crying at the beginning, and then you carried on, and then you went on 2 months, 3 months, and went on for 6 months. And I'm sure your parents also went through a hard time that time without knowing what was going on in your life and how to support. They wouldn't have known that time. If your mom was meditating, she would have known. I don't know the personal aspect, but it would have been really, really hard time for the whole family then. But now you are everyone has, other masters have already mentioned, you have really an inspirational speech, and you are really, you could help the youngsters, the other future generation to come by giving more talks, explaining to people, presenting your aspect of your experience. It will help for the other generation as well, I'm sure. It will take you a long way. Good luck with all your, endeavor. Thanks so much. And the Kumarasamy Master, excellent translation as well. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Sada Master. Now, James Master from Germany.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். தர்சினி குடும்பத்தினரின் அழகான பாடலோடு இந்த செய்திகள் பதிவு பெற்றன. அதாவது வாழ்வின் வரலாற்றினை, மிக தியானத்தின் வரலாற்றினை மிக அழகாக எடுத்து தந்திருந்தார். அதனை குமாரசாமி பிள்ளை ஐயாவினுடைய மொழிபெயர்ப்பிலே நான் ஆழமாக பெற்றுக்கொண்டேன். அதாவது நான் பெற்றுக்கொண்ட செய்தி என்னவென்றால், வாழ்க்கையின் சரியான தீர்வுகளை எடுப்பதற்கு முன் தியானம் நமக்கு தேவையாகின்றது. அந்த சிந்தனையும் அமைதியும் தான் நம்முடைய வாழ்க்கையின் முடிவுகளை எடுத்துச் செல்வதற்கு வழி வகுக்கின்றது என்ற செய்தி ஆழமாக பதிந்தது. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, James Master. Next, Kumar Sai Master from Sydney. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to translate your wonderful speech. Really, your experience touches my heart. Because, you know, everybody knows experience is the best teacher, because that's where we get the evidence. We can read any number of books. Now, you are fortunate to have Deepak Chopra. He is one of the greatest spiritual teachers living nowadays. So it's actually, when you read the books, your life changes. So you are able to benefit from the quote, which transforms your life. I am really happy you had touch with Deepak Chopra. Then another thing I would like to thank is you are sharing your meditation experience. That's very important, because in this forum, there are youngsters. They are doubting whether meditation is useful or useless. But your answer will convince them undoubtedly that's the only way to have inner peace. Because now we are having some inner struggle, everybody. Luckily, we are having now, as you said, there's a saying, the teacher arrives when the student is ready. So I was fortunate. Actually, I got the teachers, Mr. and Mrs. Sri Kandaraja, that have turned my path. So I would like to thank them at this moment, because they are great teachers, struggling throughout the day. For the last 500 days, they have been arranging all these discourses, very useful, and especially their objective is to get the youngsters into the fold. And sure that your experience, what you share today, will motivate them and they follow suit. Another thing I would like to say is, the most important thing is we have to surrender and let go of the past. Actually, I appreciate that, because what we are haunted by the memories of the past, or we are imagining and doubting about the future. So now the thing that we all of us have done today, live in the moment, let go of the past and enjoy. Really, really. I can go on repeating it because there are so many people. So first of all, I really thank you for the bottom of my heart for this sharing your experience honestly. That's the most important thing, because people are shy, because you have come out with your what had happened to you and you experience the present moment. Thank you very much for your wonderful speech. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to thank Kumarasamy Pillai Master. He never say no to anything. Whenever we ask him that there is an English speaker is coming, that we want you to translate it, he never ever said no. Always he is willing to do the translation. So at this time, I would like to thank Kumarasamy Pillai Master as well on behalf of our this forum group. Thank you. Thank you, Kumarasamy Pillai Master. Sorry about my voice is getting, because I'm having a cough. So sorry about that. Now I'll call Paramasamy Pillai Master from Sydney. Unmute yourself, Master.
Thank you, everybody. And first of all, I will thank Angela for sharing the experience. And again, I thank for Kumarasamy Pillai Master to translate in Tamil. Very good speech in Tamil. I am not asking you any question. I like to find some detail about your 20 years experience in Shivananda Ashramam in Bahama, because I have some experience, about 1 week experience in Shivananda Ashramam in Rishikesh. There are hundreds of rooms, all London girls, boys, and some families, they come and stay and they learn meditation and practice. They come to the common place and practice, and the food is served, and they come out and see the Ganga river, and they start practicing this meditation in many ways. But I don't know how this Bahama Shivananda Ashramam, you have shown only the building, how they were explaining this meditation. Is it possible to, I don't know whether you have time to tell us. If possible, please tell us. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So very much the same way in which they would have done in Rishikesh is the same way they do it in Bahamas. Everyone is taught the same meditation protocol. So when we sit down for doing the we sit for 2 hours morning, 2 hours evening, but of that we do 30 minutes meditation. And in that, the first part is guided, where you are taught to first focus on the breath and bring the breath into focus. And then you are asked to be observant of the thoughts and then to allow the thoughts to pass. And there's very much a set dialogue that is given for about 5 minutes. And then we just sit silently meditating. So really there's not much to it. It's very similar to this group, in fact, where you are just within yourself and then experiencing the meditation for yourself. And in a way, I think that's the key to what helped me, because I'd never actually sat with myself quietly. It's always noise, people talking or guiding, and sometimes you just need that silence, and that thoroughly helped me. Yeah. So my understanding is that all ashrams go about the meditation practice in exactly the same way. We didn't have the Ganga River to go to, but we had the Bohemian Sea to go to. So similar.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Srikanta Raja Master.
Vanakkam. Thank you very much for your wonderful talk on your journey into meditation and on what you have learned in the ups and downs of your journey in your life. And also, I'd like to thank Kumarasamy Pillai for his wonderful translation, superb translation. Thank you, Kumarasamy Pillai, as well. You experience an example and an encouragement to other people to practice meditation in their life. As Deepak Chopra says, to make the right choice in life, you have to get in touch with your soul. To do this, you need to experience solitude, which most people are afraid of. Because in the silence, you hear the truth and know the solutions. Angela, thank you very much indeed for your speech. We'll ask you that you speak to us again in 2 months' time. So we are waiting for your second speech. Anyway, now I invite other people to speak as well. There's an announcement. Tomorrow, the same time, Tharmakumar will be speaking on the topic of the importance of oral health. He's an English graduate and also third-year dental student in King's College. So you can join tomorrow as well at 8:30 p.m. if you have time. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Bhavani Master from UK.
Angela, thank you. Thank you very much for your wonderful speech. It is a motivational speech. It opened my eyes that I never thought a young girl could do all these things. It's a very touching speech experience as well. And I'm sure that your parents will be very, very proud of you. I know your mother very well. And she didn't never tell me that she got a daughter like you, but I am so proud of you, and she must be proud of you too. And keep coming back and give us more of your experience to us, and to the younger generation. They need your advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, Dr. Nadraja Master. After that, I would like to invite Angela's mom, Sugendra, just to say a few words about that. Thank you. Nadraja Master, yeah.
Greetings to everyone. I assume that this was Angela's debut speech in this forum, but I must say, as if I was listening to a veteran speaker, such an excellent presentation it was. I take it that your practice of meditation as well as being a coach would have helped a great deal to acquire such a talent. Just a couple of points. Firstly, you mentioned the word journalism. I only heard it very recently. basically journalism is daily input, writing down what your day's achievements and, you know, downfalls as well. I think that is the way to self-appraise in a way. So unless you self-appraise, just doing a journalism is no good. Secondly, I take it that the quote you mentioned, the teacher arrives when the student is ready. So when I would assume you are the teacher, in other words, isn't it? When you're ready, you become a teacher. Am I right there?
Thank you for your question. So to go to the quote, the teacher arrives when the student is ready. For me, what I meant by that was I was the student. And I think at the end of the day, we're all students, each and every one of us, because I think the teacher is something bigger than all of us. It's within us and it's outside of us. But even though I say I'm a yoga teacher, I think that what meditation has taught me is to humble myself, to always be the student. Because if I allow myself to be the teacher, I feel like my ego will come out, and the dark side of, you know, everyone has a certain side of them, and that side I don't resonate with. And so if I can keep humbling myself to be the student, even when I'm a teacher, then I will always really experience meditation in the way that it's meant to be experienced.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Lastly, monkey mind. Is there anyone who hasn't been born without a monkey mind? That's the question. This morning program, the speaker was worried that the youth, one of the youth that asked, it seems, what is in it for me in meditation? In other words, what do I gain in Tamil? What in the labam? I think the answer is there, isn't it? So who isn't born without a monkey mind? So if you do this, you probably can die without overcoming the monkey mind, I suppose. So that may be the, again, I probably told that this morning anyway. Thank you. Very good speech. Excellent. All the best for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I will ask Angela's mom, Sugendra.
Thank you, Sri Skandara, Mr. and Mrs. Sri Skandara Masters, for giving Angela to give her presentation today. I think she came for my birthday and I was doing meditation with you all, and she sat with me and did the meditation. And so after the meditation, I asked her, do you like to give a speech on our forum? And she said, no, everyone is talking in Tamil. I can give my speech only in English. I said, you can do it because we need youngsters to come into this forum. And then she said, I will think about it. And the next day she rang and told me, I can give the speech. And I was so happy that she's coming. But the only thing she told me, don't criticize me afterwards, after I did my presentation. I said, oh yes, I won't criticize you. You can come and give the presentation. I'm so happy that she came today and gave the presentation, and most of the masters here liked her speech. And I have to thank Kumaraswamy Pillai Master for you did a very good translation, and I really appreciate your translation today. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sugendra Master, to bring such a wonderful daughter here to show us and how she has delivered her speech. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we would like to invite her again. So I'll speak to her on the phone and I'll ask you, when are you free again to give another speech? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to speak anything, Angela? Do you want to speak?
Yes, we need a chat box now.
Oh, there we go.
After that, Angela, you want to say anything before?
I was just going to say thank you very much for everyone's feedback and for, again, giving me this opportunity to speak with you all today. And Kumaraswamy Pillai, Master, for translating. It's clear that from everyone's feedback, it was a like-for-like, or maybe even better translation than what I gave. So thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you everyone for attending today. Thank you.
Thank you. 1 minute. Darshini, Master. And Jessica.
Vanakkam. Excellent speech, Angela, Master.
Your speech was excellent. You said everything very clear, and I loved when you went to the beach every week to see the sun rise. It must have been very nice.
It was excellent. Thank you.
அதோட குமாரசாமி மாஸ்டரும் அழகாக உங்களோட அந்த ஆங்கிலத்தை மொழிபெயர்த்து பேசியிருந்தார். அவர் பேசும்போது நான் யோசித்தேன், எல்லோரும் பேசும்போது தொடர்ச்சியாக பேசுவார்கள், அதை ஒன்றும் விடாமல் அப்படியே மொழிபெயர்த்து சொல்லுகிறார் குமாரசாமி மாஸ்டர். அவருக்கும் நன்றிகளும் பாராட்டுகளும், அஞ்சலாக்கும் வாழ்த்துக்களும். இப்போது chat box வார். சாந்தி பரமேஸ்வரன் மாஸ்டர் சொல்லியிருக்கிறார்.
Excellent. Your journey has also taken us on a journey with your talk. Many thanks. Come again, Dr. Shanti.
Jnana Jogaraja said,
excellent speech with your own life experience. Proved anyone can benefit from meditation. Thank you, Angela Master.
Kumar, Dharmakumar Master said,
thank you so much, Srikandaraja Master and Arundari Master, for allowing me to record the session. May the God bless all of the members of World and Harmony Meditation. Special thanks to Kumaraswamy Pillai Master for outstanding translation. That's all.
Jnana Jogaraja Master said,
thank you, Kumaraswamy Master, for your excellent translation for all of us to understand well and in detail.
Subhadra Master said,
very inspirational presentation, Angela. You nailed it. Well done.
Punitavati Tangaraja Master said,
excellent motivational speech about meditation and transformation with your personal experiences. Thank you. Thank you, Angela Master. Thanks to everyone.
Okay, Nandri Master.
Nandri. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank Darshini and Jessica for conducting the meditation, and Bhavani Master recording this meditation as speech and everything. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank Angela especially, and Kumaraswamy Pillai Master for translating, and Angela for your excellent speech. So everybody enjoyed your speech. We would like to have you again very soon. So you can, because you are giving so many, your own experience. So that will motivate others, those who are meditating. So we would like to invite you again. So thank you very much, all the masters. அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி கூறி நாளை காலை 9:30 மணிக்கு உங்களை எல்லோரையும் சந்திக்கின்றோம். We'll meet you all at 9:30 tomorrow morning UK time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.